Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Welcome to today's video. We have a lot of stuff in store for you guys today. I put together an incredible video. A lot of it has to do about the silver squeeze, the short squeeze, highly controversial topic, but I also like to cover it for that exact reason. And more articles are starting to talk about it. Wall Street Silver, the Facebook for silver stackers, is definitely catching the eyes of a lot of investors, and not only just from the precious metals world, but also from stocks and even crypto. I mean, they're partnering with Dogecoin. This is big. This is putting silver on the map. The perfect storm for silver is here. All the stars have aligned, right? The perfect storm is here. The floodgates have opened. This is silver's time to shine. I don't see any other investment with as much potential as silver right now. And that's the truth. It really is. If you look at scenario A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all of them are looking, or all of them will lead silver to come out on top. You can't say that with any other investment. All roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to higher silver prices. I mean, think about it. Stimulus is going to keep getting thrown out. That's not an if. That's a fact. The matter of fact is, whether the economy's in bad shape, good shape, silver comes out on top. We know that silver demand is going to be rising from 5G electric vehicles, silver, lithium-ion batteries, solar panels. That is one of the main, silver's the main component in all of that stuff. Plus, the demand from individual investors like you and I is going to be rapidly growing. So, if you look at all of the information, and not just the assuming, not the conspiracies, all of the facts, it's all showing that silver has the most potential. That's why my name is Silver Slayer, not Gold Slayer. There's a reason for that. Now, the silver squeeze is just the icing on the cake. It really is, because the last thing that really silver is lacking is the spotlight. Silver was the number one performing asset in 2020, and nobody talked about it. But now that there's thousands of people every single day hearing about silver's true value, its true potential, that's just the icing on the cake. So anyways, let's talk about the silver squeeze. And I also wanted to talk about the silver squeeze because there's a lot of misconception. There's a lot of assuming. There's a lot of people that just don't, or just miseducated or assuming what it is. It's not just a group of people trying to short squeeze silver real quick and then dump it. This is a much bigger picture, building a silver army, and we really are spreading the message to the masses about silver's true value. And these are real stackers. They're not just a group of kids trying to just pump silver real quick and then dump it. So anyways, I have another article also talking about how silver leads precious metals gains on dollar. So we have a couple of different things we're going to be covering today's video. Make sure you subscribe. We're 1,000 subscribers away from my 45,000 subscriber silver giveaway. You don't want to miss that, I promise you. So our silver price is on the verge of another short squeeze. We know May 1st was the last silver raid. So as we head into May, attention has once again shifted to the silver market with rumors of another attempt to push up prices. So as we head into May, obviously, attention shifted towards silver under the movement spearheaded by a group of retail traders as the silver squeeze or the silver raid from Wall Street Silver. I'm also giving away a 10-ounce Wall Street Silver bar, by the way. The entry video is still open if you want to go get a chance to win that. But elsewhere in the commodity markets, palladium and copper and even other industrial metals have continued to take the center stage this month. Palladium and copper prices, in particular, have made an impressive start in the second quarter of 2021, driven by a big surge in green energy and infrastructure spending this year. So it's not just silver. Gold, though, it's going to sit on the sidelines, and rightfully so. Gold is a monetary metal used for jewelry, watches, stuff like that, earrings. Not so much for silver or even palladium or copper. This week, palladium prices notched up further gains, surging at an all-time record high, almost the $3,000 mark. Palladium's explosive rally also pulled up copper, which is now trading at a decade high. So there's a lot of bullishness happening in the precious metals world. But do you see how gold is the only one that's not really being talked about? That's because gold is just a monetary metal. Silver is a monetary metal and an industrial metal. So whether the economy's in bad or good shape, whether the situation is bad or good, whether we're in a recovery, whether we're in a recession or depression or whatever is happening, silver is going to come out on top. I call it a win-win situation. It's the best of both worlds. So, anyways, this second article is pretty interesting. It gives a little bit more insight, and this is stuff I like to cover as well. So, Bloomberg. Silver led gains in precious metals as the dollar dropped, and a report showed U.S. manufacturing cooled in April, boosting demand for safe havens. So a gauge of factory activity fell in April from more than 37-year high a month earlier, according to data from the Institute for Supply Management released Monday. Treasuries climbed to session highs following the data, and the greenback retreated. Gold and silver have clawed back gains after dropping earlier this year as signs of an accelerating U.S. economy boosted the dollar and treasury yields, reducing demand for the metals as stores of value. Slower expansion in U.S. manufacturing reinforces expectations that central banks, including the Federal Reserve, will keep interest rates near zero. Low interest rates bolster demand for precious metals, which don't offer interest. So we see the same repeating pattern, and I don't see how we're going to get ourselves out of this hole because we're just digging the hole even deeper. A weaker than expected ISM reading suggests we're not running at full speed as many had expected, and that ultimately means that we're probably not going to have any let up on the easing, according to TD Securities analyst Bart Mellick. Silver for immediate delivery rose as much as 4.2% to $26.99 an ounce, the biggest intraday gain since February 1st. Gold up 1.3%, and that's after dropping 0.5% last week. July silver futures settled 4.2% higher on the COMEX in New York, while June gold futures jumped 1.4%. So you can see right now, here's a chart showing from March all the way to April, and this is obviously gold's chart. You can see down over here. And I mean, there is a lot of stability around the $1,680 mark. And that's because I do think people understand that when gold is that low, it is a nice buy. Just like when silver gets around that mid $26 range, there's a lot of stability around that. And that's actually really good insight because that shows where people now see silver's value. If it would keep falling below that, then it would show that people still aren't sure where silver's true value lies. Now, me and you, true silver stackers, know that it's a lot more valuable than that. But the everyday people, $26 silver is the new normal. We're not going to see $15 silver anymore. Those days are over. So palladium and platinum also gained. The Bloomberg data spot index fell 0.3%. Gold's advance came after its first weekly decline in 4, as U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said President Joe Biden's economic plan won't stoke inflationary pressures. Gold may continue to gain support from the Fed's dovish approach and a weaker dollar, according to Angel Broken's LTD's analysts. When the metal could gain further impetus amid expectations that outflow from gold-backed exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, will start to reverse. So we expect ETFs to begin registering inflows in the second half of the year. That will help the gold price climb to year-end. So they're calling $2,000 plus gold. Now we know that gold's price, the highest gold's ever been was $2,000 from last year, broke past its all-time ever high in 5,000 years. That was the highest gold's price has ever been. So if you're comparing it to a volcano, gold's volcano already erupted. It already blew the top off, it exploded, and now it's like the after effect. The lava is still coming out, but it already exploded. Silver's volcano hasn't erupted yet. It's still bubbling, it's still waiting to explode, especially since silver always follows gold. Just it takes a couple months later, and at higher velocity, at higher speeds, at higher ratios. So gold broke through the top and set all-time highs. So silver is going to do that, but at a higher rate. I call it gold on steroids. It's a more dramatic version of gold. So since we know that, plus given all the extra context of the silver raid, of the silver demand from 5G electric vehicles, solar panels, all these batteries, and new uses for silver, it's only looking like a very explosive situation for silver. So anyways, what do you guys think about this? I mean, right now silver is pretty chill. I still think it's a steal. If you're anyone who understands what's happening in the economy with the amount of stimulus we're throwing out, with the backstory about silver and where it's headed, then you should be buying up all the silver you can right now. It's a no-brainer. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. I have some other stuff I got to work on today. The moral of the story is that right now silver is catching the attention of a lot of traders, which is exactly what we need, right? That's the icing on the cake. Plus, when we head into new territory, whether scenario A, B, C, or D, plays out, silver's going to come out on top. Silver stackers always get the last laugh. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. I post daily videos. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.